Hello everyone, I'm Daniel Miller and this is Destiny 2 Lightfall. In fact, it is Destiny 2 Season of Deep. We are carrying on with our broadcast. We had discontinued because, as you know, if you stream on consoles, you're not able to switch from one game to another as you're remaining within one cohesive stream. So I've got this problem, I can't resolve it at the moment, and anytime we are switching from one game to the other, we'll have to have a short break. In actual fact, it's quite good to have a short break. You know, a cup of tea, you can have a biscuit, you can relax a bit, get ready for more action. And there we are. We are testing now. Well, we are streaming, but it's part of this sort of Destiny Academy beta test, which will conclude at the end of this week. I think I'm quite happy with what I've seen so far. We are getting very good results on the visual front. I think picture quality is much better than the past. The overlays work fine. The system with tipping, donations, and everything else which is on display is fully functional. We are still having a few other things prepared for you, such as quizzes, polls, competitions, mini races in order to get certain rewards, and obviously the most important thing that we have on the channel now is charitable fundraising. That will stay with the channel for very, very long time, and we are going to be supporting a number of different charities in addition to the Mine UK, which I'm supporting here with my streams at present. We want to raise the profile of these charities. We want to make sure that everybody is fully aware of the need of the people who are living with us in our local community and of the services that are providing the most important assistance to them in terms of the difficulties and the maintenance of their everyday lives. So Mind is obviously one of those. It is having lots of outlets around the country, and anyone who's British will be very familiar with the charity, because even if you've not used it, even if you've just heard about it, you would have gone to one of those Mind charity shops in the high streets. So anyway, that's the creed, that's the direction that the channel is taking, and it's just expanding on all the support and help that was given here through our broadcast to a variety of different people who experienced difficulty or suffered from some degree of vulnerability in the past. So as I said, I'm happy with what I've seen so far. We are going to be concluding with the beta test, I think, touch wood, if everything goes well, by the end of this week. So hopefully from Monday or Tuesday, we are going to be able to have our regular schedule with the program as always, and bring our community back with the same degree of regularity and everything else which was seen on the channel in the past. Okay, I talked quite a bit earlier about our charities, and hope everything was seen, heard and recorded, because we want to be raising the profile of those charities amongst the community members here, the gamers and people who participate with Twitch and YouTube and all other social networking platforms. But we also want to be having a greater involvement with fundraising and with the process of sort of raising the bar in terms of how the charities are perceived by the public. So if anyone can just make a tweet, create small bits of news or anything which is posted on Instagram, Twitter, Discord, Facebook that indicates that these charities are up there and require our additional assistance, be it as individuals who will promote the services, or those of us who want to be involved as volunteers, or anyone who wants to get involved with some of the social events, or indeed by donating revenue. So it's very important that we understand it's like a 10-tier activity. There are different ways to which we can support our charities and make sure that they are really being presented to the general public in the same way as we feel is appropriate. So I'll talk about this as we go along, but we don't have that much time today. It's about 2 hours left on the stream, and I want to try Destiny 2 and Season of the Deep. I want to see how this would work here on the new system. We'll be looking at the seasonal content, so there are lots of different tasks that need to be completed, and I'm particularly curious to see whether the seasonal content and all the other things which come in on cross-save would be easily accessible on PlayStation 4, because I have everything on Xbox and on the Series S. The full content is present, but we've got this technical issue that I talked about literally the other week. Twitch app, as we knew it on Xbox, had been literally ruined by either Microsoft or Twitch, through the latest update, and it just doesn't work. We can't stream through Xbox if we were to be audible and if we wanted to be heard by others. Sound of the broadcaster doesn't work on that stream, and it's not been possible to resolve it. I spent already a couple of months trying to get it done, because my intention was to stream everything through the new state-of-the-art next-gen console, but I'm prevented from doing this due to this glitch. And if you are a streamer, and if you are having the same problem, and if you are battling it, I can tell you the best thing to do is just to throw your hands up in the air, because you're not going to be able to resolve it. You can buy any equipment you want. The problem is not with the console or with your headset or with your mic. The problem is with Microsoft and Twitch, in view of the latest update when they integrated the streaming basically into the Xbox menu, and that is having serious issues, similar to what we'd had in the past with the Mix app, that again didn't stream properly. It had many glitches, and I hated it. I've had many problems. I streamed Halo at the time, and it just caused me one problem after another. Many times didn't record, at other times it was very choppy, then didn't record the sound. It had all kinds of technical issues, and we're having exactly the same problem yet again with this integration. Anyway, that's a story for another day. What I want to say is we'll just carry on now with some of the seasonal content. We want to see what this is like in Destiny 2. So get ready for more action in Destiny 2 Season of the Deep. It's taking a while. Not sure what the reason for that is, but we are getting in. I'm really curious about the seasonal content, because I've done everything on my Xbox as far as the Destiny 2 is concerned. I've got all the DLCs and additional content, seasonal content, you know, everything. And according to Bungie, seasonal content together with dungeons and a few other bits and pieces should really work across all platforms. But whether it will, I guess we'll find out. Anyway, how is everybody doing? I didn't even say earlier. It was had a very busy day today. It's been I'm a bit frazzled. I'm expecting the delivery of some new equipment in here, and that's been seriously hampered and delayed. So I spent really quite a bit of time today just waiting and doing the news and various other bits and pieces. So, you know, the actual structure of the day was just uprooted, and that's really what I don't like. I like my regular structure where I got everything planned out. What I told everyone earlier was to pay attention to the news on Twitter and Discord, because I will be launching a separate podcast. The podcast will be on Spreaker, and Spreaker is the best platform on which you can do podcasting. And then through Spreaker, I get an instant upload to other platforms such as Spotify and Google Podcasts and YouTube, etc., various online radio stations. And I'd like to ask everyone to join the podcasting platform Spreaker, and then support both my podcast as well as some other the works of some other online entrepreneurs, because I've had my podcast done here on Twitch, but quite frankly Twitch is not the platform for that, and therefore I thought there was a clash of interest. We have quite a few gamers coming in who were very interested in doing what they like doing, which is either talking about games or playing them here, whilst I had a section of my podcast, of my stream, dedicated to well, information, the news, and all the other things. So that's been very popular within one part of my community, but then there have been also people who indicated maybe a better idea. You have a separate podcast, which is kind of, you know, different in the format. And as I said, the podcast will have two different main themes. Well, it's not themes, like there'll be two different types of podcasts within Gaming Dialogue there on Spreaker. One will be dedicated to everyday news, so whatever is happening, both within the gaming industry, the new releases, the new titles, the new things on Game Pass and PlayStation Now, and all other kinds of online services, coupled with the news coming from our community. So that's the emails, the news related to our activities here on Twitch and YouTube, and then feedback, Q&As, etc. But then we are also going to be looking at the other section, and that is gaming and mental health. And there will be guests, there will be themes, and there will be sessions dedicated to one particular topic, and then the guests will talk together with me about it within a radio format. So I'd like to invite everyone to join us. I know it's a bit different to what we do here, but it will be an add-on, like a supplement, like your DLC, if you want it, to our Destiny, Warzone and Apex universe. And I'm sure you'll find it very much of interest if you enjoy the channel, because we will be extracted from the actual gaming activity and we'll talk at length about those topics. This channel is now being rephrased as Destiny Academy, and there was a question coming in earlier today from one of our community members who actually incidentally popped in 2 days ago. He was asking, why is it now called Destiny Academy? Well, I mean, he would have seen that we had many people coming in previously to be taught on how to play the game and how to really obtain pinnacle weapons and do certain things as we went along, and we are now expanding this to the education on gaming and mental health. And that is really, gaming and health across the board, from people who had experienced major difficulties and have been greatly helped by video gaming, to us gaining some understanding as to how, for instance, games could be affecting people negatively, and generally overall making sure that we connect with the social elements of gaming. So that's communication, that is interactions, that is bringing people together in order to enhance the sense of community, in order to prevent alienation and loneliness, and just elaborate and elevate all that we've been doing during the pandemic here on the channel. It's just going to be slightly rephrased and presented in a different format. So that's the idea. Keep it in mind. I'll keep you posted on Twitter. In fact, I want to see whether a clip that I made on Twitter earlier at the end of that strike is live and active, so just bear with me, I'm quite curious, and if it is, I'll give you the link and then you'll be able to test it. And yeah, it is actually, yeah, that's cool, I can see it. So let me just give you the link. It's basically the end of that strike where we began to dance and celebrate our victory, so that's cool, and you can see that. So it's a clip from our SIVA strike that we just completed. And there we are, there's the link, so you can try it. See whether you like it. It was just a test, and I'm going to have many clips and captures shared on Twitter as we go along, and it will always have the tag Gamers for Mental Health, and then obviously the other tags which are applicable, such as Destiny or any other game, and also the title of the charity with a hashtag. In this instance we are talking about Mind Charity UK. Okay, so I'm ready to crack on with some more action. Let's see what we've got. It will make me also a bit more flexible. Been playing 2 of these games, I'd say in isolation, but hopping from one to the other will be a bit challenging as they're quite different, and you get used to, for instance, the way you use your director or your inventory, the way you do your vault. In the sequel, go back to the original and you realize, oh, there's a lot more work to be done when it comes to deletion or acquisition of certain items, and it's kind of everything needs to be done manually, so it's not as fast. Nevertheless, there are some benefits. I quite like the the quartermaster in Destiny 1, because, for instance, if you wanted to be getting a lot more ammunition, you are going to be then purchasing what is it called now? It's a consumable that you pick up from him, and then you enhance your gameplay in every single activity. So it's harder, it's challenging, it's different, but I think still it remains very, very, very compatible with the sequel that gives you a variety of different options. And we had many discussions here on the channel about that, as to why some people feel that Destiny 1 is a better game, and or vice versa. And I just think that these are two totally different games, although given to us within the same world. It's not even a franchise, because obviously Bungie that created both, but the series is definitely progressing forward. We are to expect a lot more content, and I'm very excited about everything I've seen. For instance, I was very excited to try Destiny 2 here on beta last week and discover that our characters, our Guardians, can now be doing fishing and diving, so swimming. So that's something new. We've not seen this before, and as you know, swimming, diving, fishing are very, very popular activities in online gaming. So that's really terrific. And also I've seen the trailer for the next DLC, in which we have Cayde. So there is a big question mark and a mystery as to why Cayde's there. We're wondering whether he is going to be resurfacing in full in some shape or form. And then we've seen other people. There was one hunter fishing. So all of that makes me very, very excited for all that is to follow and all that is to come from Bungie in the near future. They also, I forgot to tell you, they've announced yesterday that in view of all the showcase events this week and this month, with Summer Games Festival tomorrow, and then Microsoft showcase on Sunday, Capcom showcase I think next week on Tuesday, and the list just goes on and on. There are quite a few Activision, not the Activision, Bethesda and Activision will have their own separate presentations, so there'll be lots of different things that we can watch live. In fact, I think today they're doing Diablo launch with Rod Ferguson, so if you're interested, just go to Twitch or YouTube, just put Rod Ferguson Twitch live Diablo, and you'll get all the information. You'll be able to access the playback. I think they already completed it. So there's lots of different things happening. Summertime is the period where we get lots of information on the new games, new releases, and all that is to follow later in the year. Why am I telling this? My mind's just drifted. I was going to say that it's very important that you keep an eye on Bungie's presentation in August. They mentioned yesterday there was a posting on their website, also on Twitter, indicating their showcase to do with the next DLC, and all that is to happen to Destiny in full will be in August. So we're all very excited, because it's literally following the trail of other Vidocs and live presentations during the last few years, where in August they'll be introducing the new things, all that is to come to us, and also providing us with some insight on the current state of the game, as well as a lot of feedback from the Destiny community. So that feedback is always a bit mixed. You have people who are very, very keen, and then you're getting also those that are perhaps a bit frosty or begrudged because certain things either had appeared or disappeared. But Bungie is one of those companies that is paying a lot of attention to feedback, and very frequently they're integrating all that is being suggested. And we have seen quite a few of those things, like for instance, tweaking certain weapons, withdrawing certain bits of armor, introducing certain types of activities, adjusting the strength of certain weapons, and also paying attention to what community says about, for instance, the Guardian Super and all the other activities that are being presented within either the seasonal content or DLC. And they're very receptive, so therefore the Vidocs and presentations are very much of interest. Anyway, what is of interest to us is what we need to do next. So let me see. First of all, we'll look at the season. The season fully registered, so that's good. You can see that. I picked up this weapon, okay, and I need to really enable it. It's here. Centrifuge automatic rifle, and in here we've got the last word hand cannon, so we'll actually swap. We'll put that's Perpetualis. That's annoying because that also is another automatic rifle. Anyway, we'll try it with two automatic rifles because it's masterworked, so it's very good. And then we'll have the new weapon, which is here to be tried. This weapon is granted, as you will see here. Excuse me. I'll drink. My voice is going for some reason. You can see this is a weapon that's granted right at the beginning when you purchase the season. I apologize. I need to get something to clear that throat. Hopefully my voice will work better after I had my hot drink. Yeah, I was going to say that Centrifuge is a weapon that was given to us right at the beginning as we purchased the season pass. I've not actually played much of the season. I've just gotten to the first mission, and in order to test everything here on the channel, part of our beta test last week. But from today we are going to be looking at all the content, and we'll do it literally, if not every day, but certainly on the regular basis. Anyway, so without further ado, we need to see what quests we've got there. Complete the mission Operation Thunderbolt. So that means we need to go to the helm. That's fine, and we'll pick up some bounties. New light, lightfall, seasonal. Okay, so that's the only thing that we need to do. That's fine. So we'll go to helm. Operation Thunderbolt is there. Okay, so we'll go to helm first in order to do some admin, to pick up some bounties, and to make sure that we are fully kitted up for all the hectic activities which are to follow. I want to ask a question. Are you guys playing Season of the Deep? Are you happy? We're already into the 3rd week, I think now, or is it the 4th week? I've had generally very good feedback from various people here. I've come across some really rather disgruntled characters on Reddit, and I think there is a number of Destiny veterans that are getting a bit concerned that we are kind of walking through some innovations, but then receiving a lot of repetitive content. I'm not 100% sure, but I agree with them. I agree with some of the repetitive content towards the end of every season, but I quite like the way Bungie are integrating all of our activities through the seasonal content with the basic campaign and the game narrative. So that's something quite new, significantly different compared to the original, and also to the way the game was initially during the first couple of years. And I think it's definitely remarkable what they managed to accomplish. But on the other hand, because they've not introduced all the content from the first game into this Destiny universe, it does feel a bit fractured story-wise. And also you wonder, how is it going to be possible for Kay to come back if he got eliminated and killed in Forsaken? But they'll come up with some idea, some solution. You know, the idea which was given to us about the disappearance of half the game into the vault. And everyone was furious about this, obviously. They said, well, the fact is, the darkness had invaded, and the darkness had captured all the planets, and therefore we have no access to the planets. So that's the explanation. The vault will be there up to certain points, and then the planets will come back. Well, you know, let's wait and see. Sitting hoping the planets will come back together with the content, because I paid for the content together with everyone else who plays Destiny. And just vaulting all we paid for is definitely not acceptable. But understand the constraints of the space and all the other things that they have, really. And you know, I'm amicable, I'm understanding, but I want my content back sooner or later, be it on this server or any other, and hoping that indeed this is going to materialize. So let's have a look. Let's just crack on and pick up some bounties and get everything in order. So here we go. Bang. This item is required to collect defined keys and defined engrams from seasonal defiance, so we'll pick it up. So that is Legacy, Ascended Scepter, An heirloom from the Season of Defiance, used to collect Defiant keys and Defiant engrams by completing strikes, Crucible, Gambit, other activities. This item can be safely discarded at any time to stop earning Defiant rewards. Visit the war table in the helm to recover it. Okay, we've got it. And then we have 20 of these. So that's Prodigal Return, another one, Perpetualis, Tecune's Regalia Vest, Royalist Executioner, Techian, it's around Techian Regalia Vest, Caretaker, Raconteur, Regnant, Perpetualis, Regalia Cloak, Regalia Glyphs. Regalia is the full armor set. Perpetualis, Royal Executioner, Prodigal Return, Regalia Cloak, Regnant, Royal Executioner, Raconteur, Caretaker. Caretaker with an upgrade. Do I have one like that already or not? I've got my Masterworked, okay, but I think this one that I just picked up is giving us an extra activity through which we can craft a weapon and make it to be more powerful than the usual weapon. So I'll have to ask Sukapoop about this. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that we are getting quite a lot of these same weapons. So you could see I picked up how many Perpetualis, about 2 or 3, and the Regnant also about 3 or 4. The other bits of armor that we've seen, like this one, Techian Regalia Grips, and there was the other one here, Techian's Regalia Vest. That is basically a full set, so I think I'll explore this. I'll try to see whether we can change the Dreambane outfit that I've been wearing and we turn this into something else, you know, just for fun, and then adjust the mods and everything. And we have several of these, so that's exactly the same. We absolutely need this then. So I've got the Techian Regalia Cloak. I got Techian. No, actually there weren't any strides, no leg armor, no boots. So we have this one, Regalia Vest, and then Regalia Grips. Talking about boots and helmet that still need to be acquired. Okay, right, that's fine, that's looking good. Journey, we have sorted this before, so I don't need to look at it. And then Season of Deep, yeah, I've looked at that the other day, so that's all sorted. Collections, in here we could do some work, but we're actually going to be doing that some other time. Let's see the upgrades. Yeah, decoding and everything else. You see these ones, Define Weapon Focusing. It's similar to what I have with my glaive. You pick up one of these, and then through the activity you calibrate, and then once you get to a certain level you go and craft a weapon, which means it will give you a lot better abilities. And I've got to say that glaive I didn't like initially. I thought it was a bit of a strange weapon, combining like 3 pieces in one. But once properly crafted, it's unbelievably powerful. It's actually overpowering for many other enemies, so you can use it at any time, use it very extensively. And if you look at my inventory in here, you'll be able to see that on the inventory my glaive is it's like massive level already. Yeah, level 37, so you know that's quite sizable. I'm sure some people have level 52, 75, but generally it just gets better and better. So just very important to remember that some of these weapons, if properly crafted, may well be more mighty than the exotics that you picked up. You know, don't really think of the exotics the old way, like in Destiny 1. In here you can craft weapon, make them really as powerful as possible, and that's the beauty of it all, because you can really create both weapons and gear which will suit you in full. Okay, so that's fine. And with this one, let's see what we've got. Yeah, completed that already during the last season, so I don't have to worry. Upgrades are all kind of done and dusted. And with these ones, these are rank rewards. Yeah, heroic rank 9. That's I mean, Heroic 3, rank 9 is not really that high, but you know, if we start grinding, then we'll be getting a lot more. So the question is, we need to get some bounties. Bear with us. That will be where? Suppose box, war table. So that will be the next activity, Operation Thunderbolt. Dive to the twilight depth of Titan's methane sea, fight back the Horastatin, encroach from sunken hollows, and extract all the egregore coral you can to strengthen Sloane's connection with the newfound ally Asha. Well, that we've seen that in the cutscene. This new ally is a beast. Has a big eye. You've probably seen it on the trailer if you've not played the game, and definitely will be very interested in finding out more. So it's Battlegrounds. That's always Battlegrounds are really very good activities. I really love them. And what's this? Salvage. Collect golden age salvage from the shallows of the creek map. The Drifter. Okay, we can try that as well. We need a dungeon key. That's the dungeon from Lightfall. So we don't have access to this here on PlayStation, but I've got access on Xbox. So if somebody wants to step in and do these dungeons, we just migrate to Xbox, do it there. And you know, I mean, there won't be. We can go to Xbox in order to do certain activities, you know, like specific activities which are requested, but not the kind of community-based content with chats and discussions and all this, because the audio on Xbox is much worse than abysmal. So the actual activity will be fine, as we can talk a bit and the other person can hear me to a degree, but there won't be any discussions due to that. And the game sound will be recorded, but still with a lot of interference. Anyway, I'm just saying that if anybody fancied anything which is based on Lightfall, Witch Queen or DLC, we can always do it. Don't be fooled by the fact that I'm streaming from PlayStation, because the app is giving us obviously the better quality audio than on Xbox, so that's the reason for that. Otherwise we would have had everything on Xbox right from the start as far as the Destiny 2 is concerned. I'm a bit puzzled because, you know, previously we could pick up some bounties in here, so I think they've basically closed all of these and we can't pick up any more. Or maybe I'm wrong. Let's see. Well, it's dive tank. I don't want to go there. Okay. Yeah, we can get the bounties in here, so we can get we can pick up some items as well. So we have Rapacious Appetite, we have Weewalker Jacket, and we have a cloak. Well, that's cool. Let me just try this for a moment. I was curious about that. Cloak. That's really cool. So what have we got on that cloak, if anything? Priest. Mods we don't see yet, come on. Well, I think in view of and everything that we have today, we'll just keep it to the old Dreambane armor, but I will explore the rest and the new ones. That's Illuminous Cloak, Illuminous Strides, Illuminous Vest, Dreambane Grips. Oh, it's a mixture of the two. Yeah, doesn't matter, that looks good. But I need to spend time modding, and I don't really want to do that. I think the new items, like this one, will give us some mods that will enable more and more of these activities that go underwater, you know, the seasonal based content, that sort of thing. So let me just have a look at that. Curious to see with the mods. Mind you, the mods will pick up, will probably affect it too. yeah, so it'll take us a bit of time. You know, I don't have 3 or 4 hours available today in order to go through this, but that's fine. So we'll just look at the bounties, pick them up, all of them. Open a deep dive chest. Okay. Defeat targets with weapons in the kinetic slot. Defeated guardians or combatants defeated in salvage or deep dive award bonus progress. Okay. Automatic Aquanaut. Defeat targets with submachine guns and automatic rifles. Salvage or deep dive. So we'll use some of those automatic rifles. Okay, we've got 2 of them equipped. And then fires into deep, defeat targets with solar and strand damage. Okay, we'll put the solar on. So there's some bounties there for other activities. We'll pick up all of these, as many as possible. 36,000 glimmer. Okay, we spent quite a bit, which is good. Unlike in the original game, where we are so rich that we cannot collect any more glimmer. Deep engram. Targeted redaction, rapacious appetite, different times until it returns, distant pull, thin precipice. Okay, so there's various weapons, and that's weapon focusing as well. Okay, some other rewards in here. As you can see, there are some salvage keys, ascended alloy, deep dive key, a Kasich revelation. So that's ship. See this, curious to see what it's like. We end at the beginning. Well, I don't really like the way it looks. That's more like a small shuttle rather than like a big ship. Okay, we'll keep that as it is. So we need to do, as we heard, what's the seasonal challenges? Season rank 2. Seasonal challenges, Sonar Station reputation. Increase your reputation level with a season 21 vendor found in the helm. Each isn't new vendor can be found. Just a minute, who's the vendor in here? Who is the vendor in here? Let me just double check this. Oh, okay. We are at the right place, so it's Aquatic Operations Vendor Challenge, so it's the one that we've looked at, right? Or is it? Let's see then. Must be. Must be. Not the same. Okay. Radio messages and video messages, and we don't see any of this. Yeah, all good. So we said we need to do Operation Thunderbolt. Alright, let's crack on. See, just what weapons. I think probably be better off with a sword. Put this sword on. Yep, we'll try our centrifuge. Curious about it. See what it's going to be like.
This is Operation Thunderbolt. ASA has alerted us to a shelf of coral infested with a fungal spore we can use. However, it's in hostile territory.
Always is, was, will be.
Indeed. Forward intel reports a Wrathborn servitor patrols the area. And it is not alone. You have 2 sites to hit. Deploy excavation equipment, defend, and extract. Deputy Commander, Guardian, divide and conquer. Bring the Drifter what he needs.
Well, that's interesting. This sounds like a new person. It's no longer Lance Riddick, I think. Very similar voice, but that's definitely not him. So what do we need to do here?
I'm reading you, Guardians.
So the old man asked you to babysit.
I'm your air superiority.
From aboard a Cabal cruiser? Never thought I'd see the day.
Meet the
This is Asha.
then I'll hear your judgment.
Fair enough. To be honest, it's just nice to be back running with the both of you.
On that we can agree.
So what do we need to do? Dive into the deep. Okay. Surely I need to open the door in there. Or maybe not. I'm like a fish. Not really. Let's open. Apparition Thunderbolt. Need to go further. Hang on, I need to get some air. Otherwise, trouble. That looks beautiful. Look at this. Enjoy the fish. This is really truly beautiful. Really so well designed. Amazing. Well, it's all green, a bit like the Drifter, right? Looks like Gambit Activities. Activate.
That servitor's onto us. I just met contact. Let's hustle, Guardian.
It's been an age since I've seen you fight Sloan. Had you been with us on the Dragon Hunts? You're the bait now. Guardian, you're next.
Goes against all my instincts, but I'll try to make myself look delicious.
Just remembered I need to... Yeah, I got solar on. Egregore Resonator.
Let's get loud, Guardian.
This is the new weapon I just picked up, the one that was given to us. It's very effective on the ads. It's clear. Just a minute. Carry fuel cell. Okay. Well, I can't be jumping. I can, but not as much. That's the other one. But where does it need to go? Just a minute. Where does it need to go? Okay, I'll put it down there then. This is a good weapon. It is called Centrifuge. Look at it again. The impact 29, range 47, stability, handling 82, recoil 90, 450 rounds per minute. No, so that's quite good. Just a minute, I want to see something on the specs. Yeah, we can't do anything much about it. So fixed. So we need to pick up those fuses, right? And then we need to bring them somewhere. The question is where? Okay, so that's one. So pick up this other one that I dropped. This is the other one. So you're watching the weekly mission from the new season, Season of the Deep. And I'm collecting these cells, depositing them, as you could see, in order to go up the ladder with my characters and with the season. Oh, what's my power? Oh, I'm not really, I'm far from it. I'm not near it. You see, this sword is very good because it makes people explode, but that's because I masterworked it and then calibrated it. So I'm curious to see whether once I craft a sword from the same piece, whether that is going to have a major impact to it, but whether the enhancement's going to be you know, as good as expected. So that's the next step, really. That's good. They're all gone. So we got. Well, it looks like there's gonna be 3 waves, and then we'll have a boss in here. Well, that's the way it looks. So I'm not sure whether I'm correct in my predictions. So there's one. And then there is another. And then probably the 3rd one as well. Near the place where I dropped the, the first one. Just a minute, I want to have some of that. I want to have some ammunition. Okay, so that's all 3. This sword's rather mighty. Okay, what's the new objective? Refuel the drill. Okay. No, 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 no. Oh, we've got some more up there. Okay. Yeah, this weapon's pretty good. Anyone just joining us, the weapon I'm testing is Centrifuge, the weapon we acquired with the new season, so it's the first big test I'm giving it to the weapon. So far, so good. I think that's probably all of them, right? Fuel cells replaced, we're coming in. And 1. There's the second one. The fuel cell's really heavy, so I can't jump really properly. No triple jumps, just a very basic jump. And then where's the 3rd one? Up there. Chase the other one. I've run out of ammunition, but looks of it. No.
Meet their challenge.
What's happening? This is looking pretty. Plant egregore resonator. Oh no, that's tricky. So where do I go? Down here somewhere. Probably would need a rocket launcher, right? Oh, we've got 7, alright. Wrath Hunter. What is this now? What is going on? Stuck in there, can't get back. I need to start from the beginning. That's a shame. That's a shame.
Servitors coming in hot, Guardian.
Let it take you. Then meet their challenge.
Yeah, just bear with me, I need to grab a hot drink. 1 second please, I'll be back in a second. Alright friends, I got my hot drink. Let me just have a sip first of all. Ah, it's a very good hot drink. What I'm drinking is chamomile tea with some cinnamon and with some turmeric, and then with a bit of apple juice, freshly squeezed, and also a bit of grapefruit, also freshly squeezed. It's a terrific flavour. It's a really wonderful, wonderful, refreshing drink with lots of vitamins, and absolutely recommend it to everyone. Anyway, we want to get rid of that boss, because what we don't want is for the game to bring us back to the beginning of the whole thing. So actually I lost everything through Stream Elements as I was making the drink, and I can see that there's some sort of technical fault, so I couldn't really use Be Right Back and the overlays which I usually use for this. I guess this is what can happen sometimes. But I think generally what I can see on Twitch is reasonably good. It's just that the overlays are not working at the moment, so it must be some sort of glitch. You know, I'm not sure what it is. Oh, this is going to be tricky. This thing's immune. Right. I guess this is what the challenge is, right? Hope everything works, because nothing works on that Stream Elements stream. No heavy ammunition. Oh no, not again. Oh, it's been fixed. Good, thank you. Guess the people really work on it straight away to make sure everything works. That's good to see. The problem didn't really last longer than 10 minutes. Yep, that's right, it works fine. Because I've got 3 displays. This is identical to what we have if we stream on PCs, and it's very useful. It's just that the main display, you know, the stream display suddenly went dead and had all kinds of error messages on it, and that comes from or through Streamlabs. I mean, Stream Elements, I beg your pardon, I keep telling you the wrong thing. We want to make sure that every one of these rockets hits the target. That's most important, right? I should have said it twice, shouldn't I? That was just completely ridiculous.
Servitors coming in hot, Guardian.
Their challenge.
Anyway, third time lucky. We'll pay a bit more attention. I love the Kapoo always got me moving when I'm playing Destiny, which is what I do. But as you can see, this time I've done just completely the wrong thing. It was not a good idea to be going down there, because obviously that box would just block the line of sight, and that meant suicide. For myself, of course, because I just fired that rocket directly into the wall. And there's this big hole at the back, so if you're not careful, you just dip in, and you really don't want to do that. Okay, that's a bullseye. To clear these ads there. Well, the servitor keeps disappearing, which makes it a bit more difficult. Oh, he's immune. Wasted my rocket. Ah, blew up behind me. I didn't see anything. Ugh, that's ridiculous.
Servitors coming in hot, Guardian.
Meet their challenge.
I bruised it for you. Now take it down.
Well, that's tricky. Stuck in here. Oh, I don't believe it. That's quite tricky. Well, it's challenging, like I said, so that's not too bad.
Servitors coming in hot, Guardian.
Be enjoyable to replay.
Meet their challenge.
I bruised it for you. Now take it down.
Just think what I can use instead. Just a minute. Because maybe these are not the best weapons. Let's Perpetualis. Yeah, if I'm using this one. Actually, we'll go for Glaive. I don't get it. Why was that? A special ammunition. Glaive's a lot better for these ads than the other weapon I had. Oh, I wasted my super now. Well, the game actually knows exactly what you're doing, so that's the reason as to why I got stranded. Well, never mind. We'll be better off with Glaive for certain. Oh, I've gone down again. Hmm. Back to square one by the looks of it. God, I was able to survive this. This is incredible. Well, this is really difficult. Turning out to be a lot more difficult than anticipated, so... yeah.
Servitors coming in hot, Guardian.
They take you, then meet their challenge.
But at the same time, it's quite enjoyable. Obviously, I'm playing for the first time, so... always this hype about playing the new content. Do I have any better weapons than this? Let's see. Rocket launcher, Deathbringer. Grenade launcher. Oh yeah, that's good. We'll do that. We'll do that. Deathbringer. Come on. Hurry up. Yeah, never mind. We want to do this first. We want to put some Deathbringer in there. You see, it's more powerful. It says blast radius 100%. So let's see. Xenophage as well is up there, so 67. Anyway, this is Masterworked. Mind you, this one, because I picked up the one that can be crafted, so I don't need this one. Can try one and then the other. We'll see which one works better. Let's try to finish this off, because you know what, I don't want to miss my swimming and I don't want to end the stream before we completed this mission, this task, so
I bruised it for you. Now take it down.
what's the damage? I didn't see anything. Yeah, it's better by the looks of it. It does work well. It does work well. No heavy ammunition. What other weapon can I have in there that's more powerful? I don't know, let's try see whether this would work better. Major recoil on this one, I think. Better if I use the other one. That's masterworked. Maybe we'll do something else actually. We'll try maybe put this one on, and then in here we'll try Vigilant Swing. At least we are protected in here, so it's not as dangerous as it was down there. Now he's immune. What, right from the beginning? Ah, that's ridiculous. I don't fancy doing it from the beginning. I'm not going to have enough time because I need to go swimming. Well, it is challenging. Because obviously this activity has been created to be played in a team, and there was no matchmaking, so I haven't got anyone to bring in at the moment. So where is the other servitor? Well, I'm afraid, my friends, because I'm doing it by myself and I'm pushed for time now, I won't be able to complete. Which is a bit disappointing because I really want to have the completion of this weekly task. We'll do that tomorrow, so no big deal really. And hope you guys enjoyed what you've seen so far. It's been a bit of a strange stream today. Started a bit late and then some technical issues and not that many people popping in. But you know, one way or the other, we'll carry on as usual from tomorrow. And as I said, I'm hoping to conclude my beta tests at the end of the week by Sunday. Still a few days left, and I think generally looking at everything, things seem to be working reasonably well. I don't have any major issues. I certainly can say that we can probably run our regular streams within this setup. Whether we'll focus on Destiny 1 or 2, we'll see. I think the combination of the two probably work the best. We'll do a bit of Destiny 1 in order to attract some of our old community members, and then we'll migrate to the sequel. Because I've seen that on the sequel, we are not being picked up by the algorithm, so it means that we are at the bottom of the pile, and then it takes a long while to get some passing traffic. And a lot of our Destiny 1 veterans are not that keen on the sequel. So, you know, we'll play very. I think probably the mixture of the two will work better for us all, because I personally. I played Destiny 1 for a long while and many streams were dedicated to all these tasks. So it becomes a bit repetitive, because the other day we were doing SIVA, so just like one SIVA strike. It wasn't a playlist, it's doing the same thing again and again. So I really don't like that. And if we were to be facing the same hurdle, then we just sort of migrate or diversify. I think within the first game I want to do Pinnacle activities for our community members, but in order to do that I need to bring them back, and we need to have more regular streams. And so things will begin to gel. There's no need to be impatient or anything else. And I quite enjoyed the activities today, and I enjoyed talking to some of our community members who popped in, said hello, and I think generally very excited about the fundraising campaign, and very excited about all that we have before us, because once we raise the public profile, once we get more people in, we are going to be succeeding on all fronts. A, from the point of view of our community, which is going to be growing and expanding, and then B, will be raising the profile of our charities, and then C is raising funds and providing proper charitable fundraising for those who actually need it the most, and that's the people who work in this instance for Mind UK, but also people who work for other charities and support the most vulnerable members of our community. So that's really what we are doing. So thanks very much for watching, and thanks for supporting the channel. Please do bear with me for the time being, as I still have some technical issues with the setup, and that's the reason that's why you're running beta. So anyone coming in will see that this is just a test. And also in terms of the broadcasting, I'm getting into the full swing of things. I feel that like today I've been on top of the game, and that's exactly what I wanted to achieve as well, because broadcasting is very much about practice. If you're not doing it for a little while, if you're not doing the regular type of broadcast of a particular kind, you lose the fluency, and that can be troubling, like myself, who's sort of very professional, very dependent on the routine. So I think things are beginning to gel. I think you probably can see that on the stream. And as I said, we are going to be carrying on with Destiny, and that's Destiny 1 and Destiny 2. We'll definitely dive into the Season of Deep. Is it Season of the Deep, or is it the Season of Deep? I think it's Season of the Deep. And I'll definitely try to bring in some of our regular community members to join us to fight some of the bosses, because as you could see, the activity I was just trying to complete is similar to the SIVA Heroic Strikes, because it is really created for 3 community members, and you're doing it for the first time. The last section of that activity is tricky, because it comes up with, I think, about 8 different servitors, which are extremely deadly and very hard to survive that sort of tight deathmatch environment which I was presented with. But looking good. The season's definitely very exciting, full of activities, and as we could see, also full of some challenges, and that's going to be very much appreciated by the community members. Definitely look forward to it. Pleased to see that everything on this setup had migrated through cross-save and worked well. There weren't any major hiccups, because I did hear from some people on Reddit that they had some issues with this degree of migration. So I had no issues whatsoever. In fact, both of my consoles are very compatible, and I'm very pleased to say that what's been achieved, the beta test, is actually exceeding my expectations. I thought there would be some other issues, which fortunately, touch wood, did not transpire. So coming back to what we do here, we're running a channel that is now called Destiny Academy. And that is because we are providing educational content, and that will include education on Destiny as the standalone game. That's Destiny 1 and 2, and education on our community and how the Destiny community works. Then it's education on gaming, which means everything that's happening in the game industry overall, the new games coming out, the games we play, games we want to talk about, the games we're expecting to come our way. Yet again, I told you, the big event is tomorrow at 5 o'clock, which is Summer Games. What's called the Summer Games Convention, Summer Games Festival, and Jeff Keighley is going to be running it. And make sure you don't miss it. It starts at 5 o'clock. I'll watch it. And then on Sunday, it's Microsoft and Xbox doing their own sort of other big showcase events to follow. The biggest one for us here, Destiny Veterans, is going to be in August, when Bungie will launch the next Destiny Saga chapter. Coming back to the education, so getting to know all about Destiny and the game and our community, then gets to know all about the news, the upcoming games, whatever we play, the industry overall. And then there's education on mental health, because this channel is supporting the community of people who are experiencing some sort of difficulty and therefore are more vulnerable. So everyone can learn as much as they like through our discussions, chats, streams on mental health and a variety of different types of support systems which are available out there in the community as well as online, because we have been running a support group here on Twitch for quite some time, and it's been very helpful to people who otherwise would have been very alienated, alone, and I guess under certain pressure, particularly during the pandemic times. And so, for all the veterans who've been here from the beginning, they'll be able to tell you that it has been providing a considerable support to those who are in the need, and that's exactly what we'll carry on doing. Coming back to the Mind, I'm running this major fundraising campaign for the charity, and they are the first charity in the line of many that will support and promote here. We'll also have, in addition to Mind, Epilepsy Scotland, we'll have National Autistic Society, we'll have Shelter, the charity that provides services for people who are facing homelessness or indeed have become homeless. And then it will support Great Ormond Street Hospital, which is based in London, the Children's Hospital, as well as the big St. Jude Research Hospital in America. Also does the same thing like Great Ormond. And it's a very, very significant, because all of their research and data is being shared with the medical community, and therefore they can help seriously ill children in all sorts of ways with their state-of-the-art technology and the latest advances in medicine. So we absolutely want to be supporting such charities, and the selection will provide a few options to our members who want to be donating, because maybe if they have somebody in family who's suffering from epilepsy, autism, they may be more keen on investing in that charity compared to, let's say, the Mind or Great Ormond Street Hospital. Either way, the choice is going to be there, and this is what we are going to be doing. So if you're interested, you can just click on the link which is on chat, and click on the link which we have also on my About page. You get all the information about Mind, the charity that we're supporting, about myself as a streamer and a fundraiser, as well as all the other information which is relevant to this activity. So just click on the link and have a look, become knowledgeable, share it with your friends, relatives and colleagues through your social networking platforms. Raise the profile of the charity by talking, and therefore you will be helping us who are doing the fundraising. In addition to that, as you know, these charities save lives, and therefore you become an active participant in that process. So you will be a person who's saving lives by contributing, by raising the profile, by talking about it, and by becoming an active member of our community, through which we are trying to make things better for everyone. So thank you for watching, thank you for supporting the channel, and we'll carry on with our beta tomorrow. Until then, I wish you all a very, very good night.